What's up, everybody? How are you all doing today? Welcome back to another episode of Dhristmas. We are coming very close to the end of December as it is. We only have like one day left, people. One day. So, I figured, let's do a review I've been wanting to do and talk about a movie I've been really wanting to talk about ever since I've seen a preview for it. That movie is the remake of George Romero's classic, The Crazies. Now, I have seen reviews for this, and I have heard it is a good movie. I have heard it is a good remake. I've never watched the original. But I've been so curious about this because I love zombies. I love the very first Resident Evil game, of course the remake that came out in the GameCube, and the Nintendo Wii. I love Resident Evil 4. I love Resident Evil itself. And I love zombies in general. And I've even watched his very first ever zombie movie, Night of the Living Dead, the original in black and white. So, of course, I'm a huge fan for zombies. I have a Daryl poster from The Walking Dead. So yeah, I love zombies, and I've been really wanting to watch this movie and review it. So, if you do not want to know what happens in this movie, please leave the video. I will give you a couple seconds to leave, but if you're going to stay, we're going to talk about some spoilers, so I'll give you guys a few seconds. Alright, welcome back. So, how'd you like the movie? It was good, right? Okay, so The Crazies is a movie about this little town in Pierce County, which is in Washington. I looked that up. And it is about the small town who is just getting into the season of spring. They're having their first baseball game where they come across somebody who walks across the field with a shotgun. They put him down, and they basically try to figure out this mystery of what the heck is going on. They come to find out that there is a government weapon that was lost in a plane, and it got into their water supply, so now people are becoming zombies, not because it's airborne, but because it is something that they have to consume. Like in Batman Begins, where they did put the stuff in the water, but the difference between this is, instead of you having to absorb it through the lungs, you actually have to drink this stuff. And there was one thing I noticed after watching this my second or third time. The main hero never drinks anything that would be made of water, or that would come from their tap. Even though he says we both drank from the same tap water, you never actually see him drink anything. You see him come close to drinking it, but he always gets stopped. Like when he sees the guy walking out on the field with a shotgun, he drops his tea. You never see him drink any coffee from his office. You never see him drink anything that would come from the tap. And so now it's up to him and plus the main characters not only to survive the night, but also try to make it over to the next town before the government nukes this entire town. And it shows you what exactly the government is willing to do to contain something like this and also to cover up their own mess. Because in this movie, it pretty much is the government's fault. They say in the movie that the government weapon, that it was basically used to wipe out an entire town. It makes me think of the episode of Supernatural in Season 4 where Sam and Dean are supposed to kill this witch before they nuke the whole entire town. And so I kind of liked that story. I was like, okay, so they basically have 24 hours to get away from this town before everything that they have is nuked and gone. And this movie is really depressing, especially with the government, because it shows the government taking pictures with a satellite, keeping tabs on what is going on in this town. And another thing that this movie does, it has great suspense. It messes with you, it scares you. There are scary moments in this movie. I actually don't think that there was a thing in this movie I didn't like. I loved everything. I loved the acting. I loved the suspense. I loved the mystery of what's going on. And like you wonder, okay, well, who's got it? Because there are some symptoms. Like if someone starts showing certain aggression, you wonder, oh crap, do they have this virus? They don't even give this virus a name. They just show that if you show signs of any aggression, you are immediately going to be taken down or killed. And it just, one thing that I thought was my favorite part of this movie probably, and has to do with a certain character. It has to do with a soldier. And when they talk to him, he's like, look, I promise, don't shoot me. I will not say anything. I promise. And they're like, okay, well, tell us what's going on. He's like, I don't even know. All we said that there was an accident, and we didn't even know where we were until we seen the license plates. But I didn't sign up for this. I did not sign up for shooting innocent, unarmed civilians. And it makes you... That really right there shows you that this movie has depth, that not all the military are brainless people. And I'm not saying that people in the military are, but it shows that they do not agree with all the orders that they are giving. They don't. especially this guy, because you see the regret on his face of things that he's had to do. And even when they take his mask off, he said, look, just put my mask back on. Don't put my mask. They say something like if he took his mask off, he would die. But that's what his leaders told him. If you take off your mask, you're going to die. And they even call, there's a humongous outbreak, and they're like, guys, the Crazies have brought loose. And it makes you wonder, can they contain this? It's not, I feel like this has better pacing than World War Z. Whereas World War Z, it didn't take them long to become zombies. Whereas with this, it takes time. It doesn't just take them like a few seconds and all of a sudden like, they snap and go crazy. No, this movie takes the time to build up the suspense, to make you wonder, okay, well, when is this person going to snap? Or who has the virus? It really takes its time, and it is done wonderfully. It really is. This is a movie I strongly suggest you watch. It has good acting, it has good scares, it has good suspense, it pulls at your emotional strings, and it honestly makes you wonder who is going to survive, and you care about all these characters. You care about the sheriff, you care about his wife, you care about her assistant, you care about the deputy. And there are some good deaths in this movie. There are some hard deaths to watch. This movie, I'm going to give this movie a B+. It's not any award-winning, but it is a good zombie flick. This movie, honestly, is really good. It even says, fear thy neighbor. Yeah, no joke. If I see one of my neighbors walking along with a rake, or, a pitchfork, and they're just stabbing people left and right, I'm gonna go get my dad's actual shotgun and shoot the person. Yeah. And it even says, truly terrifying and suspenseful. Guys, I strongly suggest that you watch The Crazies, and it's a movie that you can watch more than once. You know, it's not one of those movies that you can be like, oh, well, you know, just watch it once and you'll be fine. No. This is a good movie overall. I've never watched the original, so this isn't me saying it's better than the original, but I strongly suggest, if you are a zombie fan, whether it be video games, The Walking Dead, or George Romero's work, give this movie a watch. You will like it. It will not disappoint you unless you're not a fan of zombies. But if you like horror in general, I think this is a pretty good horror film. Guys, put in the comments below, what have you thought about Merry Dhristmas so far? What was your favorite movie that I reviewed? I might be able to get one more in. I want to get one more movie in. And I'm hoping that you all will enjoy when things start to shine around here. Guys, have a good day and a Happy New Year.